Hello, everybody, and welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. Hopefully, you guys are having a great start to your week. It is Monday, the 12th of August, and you are on Titanium Built's channel, or maybe Unfiltered, which is our second channel. So, welcome to both channels. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. Last night, we made our goal of getting I wanted to try to get 1,000 subscribers on our second backup channel, and we did it. We did it. So I'm super excited about that. Thank you guys so much. It's exciting to get 1,000 subscribers over there. And then we hit 17.4 over here. So that's really, really, really exciting. And I really am grateful. So I wanted to tell you guys that before I forgot, because I will. I'll forget. But if you're new to the channel, we do talk true crime daily over here on Titanium Built. And Unfiltered, that channel is going to be more lifestyle based and commentary. So it'll be more laid back, chill. We're going to have some fun over there. We're going to have some fun. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you go over subscribe to Unfiltered with Tanya. And I could always drop the link as well. So welcome on in. Hey, Catherine. Good to see you. Hey, for baby mom. Well, good to see you too. Clue Season's here. CJK. DM. Hey, DM. Really? Ooh. Well, then maybe we'll just slide on over. Wow. I didn't know that. Shoot. I have to go to the grocery store, but I can always hold off on that. I could always hold off on eating. That's fine. Okay. Thank you. I love that you guys do the fireworks, because that really helps. Because I probably wouldn't have saw it. Thank you. They're doing that. Hey, Juno. Crystal Burns is here. Truth Seeker. Good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. AMAC Talking Smack. I love that name. That's such a fun name. Well, welcome in, Ladybug. I don't know if I said hi, Ladybug. Sometimes I feel like I don't say hi to you, Ladybug. And then I'm like, but I always know you're here. Like, I acknowledge you in my head, but I don't know if sometimes I don't say hello. So if I don't, I'm always saying hello. But thank you guys for being here. If you guys don't mind and you do appreciate the content, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all the fun things that we ask you to do in the beginning of the live. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you guys before we get started? So Betty is pretty much, if you don't know, Bullhorn Betty is a creator on the platform. She's done some horrifying, to me, things in her day. She goes out on locations of missing or unalived children, mostly, it seems like, or young adults, and she wreaks havoc. I mean, that's just what she does. That's her thing. That's her stick. That's what she does. She just likes to wreak havoc all over, the YouTube streets as well. And TikTok, I guess, hates her, but I can understand that because TikTok's kind of hard. They're pretty brutal over there. But she's spiraling. Her last live consisted of her talking about the sheriff and how he doesn't know how to do his job. She was talking about Eric Craddock. That's the sheriff, the other sheriff. But their sheriff died recently. So for her to be saying that, I feel like she'd be saying that towards the sheriff that died, since he's the one that's been working on the investigation. So when she's saying all this stuff about, Eric Craddock, yeah, he's working. I'm sure he's the one in charge, but their sheriff is there, was there as well. And so she's just, I don't know. I feel like she's talking bad down on a person that's not here. So we're going to listen to Betty's latest live. She's ridiculous. I was listening to this when I was in the shower. That's why I'm not on camera today, because I'm going to get ready as we watch the video. But yeah, it's crazy. And then we'll switch it over to Vinny at 4:40 and see what they're saying over there, because I'm curious. So are they DM? Is that going to be on his personal YouTube channel? I guess I can go over there and look really quick before we get started. Because Betty has so much to say, I have to pause it every 5 seconds. It's like really, she's really that bad. I mean, like, she's really spiraling that bad out of control. She's talking about Cluminati getting phone calls from Katie Proudfoot. That's not true. And that people are working for her. And I don't know if she's scared because of this whole protection order or what is going on with her. But she's losing it, Steph. You're right. Yep. Hey, Jillian, welcome in. And welcome in, everybody. Hey, Andy. Hey, Candy Rapper. Hey, Virginia. Good to see everybody. Steph, I don't know if I said hi to you. Eugenia, welcome in. I don't know if I said hi to guys. So, and good Becca. Hello. Look at that fun picture. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. So let's go over, let's see. Vinny's channel. Okay. So I'll just put his name in, then I'll pull it up. That way we have it ready. Wow. I wonder what. Oh man, that's going to be good. Okay. because he's like, why won't they clear dad? I'm pretty sure that they're not clearing any of the parents because there's always a possibility that they could have had involvement. Maybe it wasn't directly, like, I mean, it's directly, but maybe not like directly taking the child. We have to admit, I don't think this happened, but Seth could have had somebody help him, with getting Sebastian. I mean, let's be real. He could have been on camera at work, but that doesn't mean he doesn't know somebody that could do this for him. And I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm just saying, like, that's my reasoning in my head why they haven't cleared anybody, because they don't know where Sebastian is. They don't know what happened to Sebastian. They don't even know if a crime has been committed yet. So they don't want us to just start, they didn't even label them as suspects. The police haven't even labeled the parents as suspects. They have said this is an ongoing investigation. They have like zero clues, and their parents are, they are cooperating, and that's what they say. They never say that they're suspects or cleared, or they never talk about that kind of stuff. It's just crazy to me that he keeps talking about it. So we'll start with Betty, and then we'll slide over to Vinny because she's on one. Maybe I'll speed her up a little bit. She's kind of funnier, sped up. Let me share this with you guys here. And thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate it. I thought it'd be kind of nice just to have a little laugh at Betty's expense because she's going a little nuts. And I think she's losing her shit because the title says Sebastian Rogers, did Katie Proudfoot lose her, and has the poo emoji. Okay, so she is a 1.25, so she is a little bit fast. That's why. And of course, she's in her bed again.
Excuse me. So we're going to try to make it through all of this information. Many of you guys know I have been covering the case of Sebastian Rogers. He's the 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and hasn't been heard or seen since. And you guys know, because it's been broadcasted, this abusive process, malicious prosecution, whatever you guys want to call it, related to the Proudfoots and the Bowersocks trying to get a protective order when I've never seen them in the flesh. I've never stalked them. I've never harassed them. I've never had contact with them whatsoever. And this appears to be malicious in the fact that they're trying to get me to shut up about their case, which is in violation of my constitutional rights. Either way, you guys know that this all took place. They didn't do anything, apparently weren't in fear.
Okay, we're going to get a little lesson here on the stalking, what stalking is. Okay, proper definition. Stalking is the act of following someone or something very closely and watching its every move. If you are a famous movie star, it's quite likely that someone is stalking you, even as you read this sentence. Okay, well, that's kind of crazy. The verb means to stalk means to pursue carefully and often, stealthily. Doesn't mean to go up to them. It means to be stealth-like and to be watching them and to be stalking them. It says following someone very closely, like kind of like, when you were Terry Bowersock, for instance, when you were chasing him down and you jumped out of your car, that would be stalking.
For their life, the entire time they had Faith at their home, and then the day that Faith goes home, the very next day they filed these protective orders when I hadn't even been in the community except one time.
That's another thing. So do you think that maybe, because only Katie filed a protective order and the Bowersox, right? Chris didn't file one. Do you think that maybe Chris is going back to work because Faith is going home, and maybe Katie is going to stay at the house and she just wants this protective order so that she can feel safer because she's going to be alone? Maybe Chris is going to go back to work. Maybe she's not going to go with him.
For 2 days that was actually around their house for videotaping and recording. Now, you watch Vinny Politan all the time on Court TV. He's standing on public roadway talking in front of a house where a murder or an abduction took place. And that's basically no different than what I did out there in that area. And except I didn't get out of my car. I didn't have my microphone, and I wasn't pointing at their house. I drove by inside my own private property, which is my vehicle, and recorded out the window to get the shots that I needed. And I slowed down with my car.
You can't record in Tennessee. It's against the law.
There was nobody behind me or in front of me or anything like that. So I was able to slow down and stop and zoom into a couple places. But again, from public roadway and from my private vehicle. So one of the things that I had stated was, seeing how it's so dangerous being at the Proudfoot home, that they should, that hopefully Nina, if she gets a hold of this, uses that because it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous for Faith to be there. It's too dangerous for Faith to be over the Power Sox because they're claiming the same thing. They got crazy YouTubers trying to unalive them and putting their life in jeopardy. And so I do hope Nina does use it. I don't speak to Nina. I don't have her email, phone number, or anything like that. So it's not like I would be the one giving it. But I'm pretty sure she has her hand on the pulse and is watching the shenanigans from the sidelines and probably utilizing whatever she can to protect her daughter. And I hope she does. So it's a little crazy. I don't know who leaked this information out.
I don't know who leaked this information out. That means she made it up.
And I don't know how it was able to be leaked out. But apparently there has been some things that have been leaked. And it's a little concerning for me because it was leaked to Cluminati. And Cluminati sat on her hands and did nothing. And had it been...
This right here is going to be a bunch of lies. This never happened. Bunch of lies.
Anybody else, I guarantee she would have called the law. So what had happened is this is what the email says. It's from an anonymous source. It says, interesting that after Nick Barris' statement may be why a judge allowed Faith to go ahead and have access to the Proudfoots for the summer.
Let us see the receipt, Betty.
Apparently, after you started talking about how dangerous their houses were because of their restraining orders, you hope that Nina used it to benefit to her benefit to stop Faith from going to the Proudfoots. Katie lost her mind and got hysterical. Called Clue threatening to unalive herself if they lost Faith.
You hearing this? You hear? So she's saying, first off, just think about it. She's saying that of all people, Katie Proudfoot says she's going to, off herself or whatever, and she calls Cluminati of all people, Cluminati. She doesn't call, she's been in the military. She knows who to call, like, in these kinds of situations. She didn't call, like, somebody within the military. She didn't call, crisis hotline. She didn't tell Chris. She called Cluminati and told Cluminati, come on, get the hell out of here, Betty.
Funny how we never get emotions leaked like that after Sebastian evaporated.
Funny how... you won't show us this email.
And I thought it was a little weird because, if she's threatening to unalive herself, that needs to be called into law enforcement. If that's true, and if that conversation actually happened, shame on Cluminati for not calling that in. That is a mental health issue right there, where somebody is threatening to off themselves if they don't get some certain action. Now, again, this is from an anonymous source. I don't know how true that is. Only the audience that are paying attention or have contact with this, whale of a content creator that has no education, most likely a criminal herself, if not.
A whale of a creator, Betty. I'm gonna start calling you Eileen. I stopped calling you that because I felt bad. But I'm Betty, Petty Betty. Don't be talking about another creator's weight. Like, that's like, you don't go there. Just don't go there. You know what I mean? And I'm not a fan of, maybe Cluminati myself. I just don't care for, the mouth. But I will say it looks like she's actually lost weight. So, Betty, pretty sure she's doing okay. And I'm pretty sure she said, and I heard her say, I was in there today because I was like, I saw she was live about this. Oh, sorry. And I wanted to see what she had to say about it. And she was like, Katie Proudfoot never called me. And I believe that. I'd
be surprised. She will be soon. I'm certain of that.
Do you guys think that Katie Proudfoot called Cluminati and said, I'm going to off myself if Faith is taken away? Does that sound like something? Do you think that Katie Proudfoot would do? I mean, we don't really know her personally, but I would say probably not. Hey, Remy.
Illegal work that she's been doing, I'm sure is going to get her in trouble one of these days. Either way, I just thought that was crazy because we've never even seen that kind of emotion from Katie for her own son. And I told you how unhealthy it appeared when she was holding on to Faith, another woman's child. Like she was the happiest woman in the whole entire world to have this normal child, And
this normal child. Betty, what do you think Sebastian is? He's high functioning autism, like autistic. Like, that's Betty. You need to look up some stuff. You need to read about what you're talking about. You need to educate yourself, girl. You are so uneducated. You're talking about Cluminati being uneducated and being a criminal. You're the one with 44 or 42 encounters with the police. Whether you were arrested or not, you have 40 some encounters with the police. She's going to talk about it here in a minute. Some of those were tickets. I don't care. You still had 40 some encounters with the police, Betty, and some of them are for you laying hands on your man. So you should not be talking about anybody. I hate when people talk about people's looks like that. Like, like I'll pick at Betty a little bit, but I would never say anything so mean. Like, let's say she was missing teeth or something. I would never go after that. Or, or her weight. I would never go after that. But she can't be talking about Clue's weight when she's not thin either, Let's just say it like that. Right, Truth Seeker?
And
Me too, Aries.
shortly after her own son has disappeared. And
it's sad, and I want everybody to have that chance to, but she, man, she can't take care of a puppy. She left the damn dog for like what, like a week or so or longer because she was hiding.
She hasn't showed hardly any emotion toward her own son. She has this big old smile while she's hugging this other woman's child as if it's her own. It was a little disturbing for me. And then something else came up. Another source, writing into me, talking about, we all know that Katie is receiving some type of financial support from the military. And none of us could ever really understand that, because it is my understanding that she hasn't been retired for 20 years or anything like that. And this is from another person, and it says something about, let me make sure there's no names in here. There is not. Okay. It says, my granddaughter is a submarine force down here in Kings Bay. She told me yesterday you cannot retire until you serve 20 years. She said almost everyone who has been in a submarine force files for disability when they leave the force. You go through the Veterans Administration and have to go to the VA to get a doctor to say that you have disabilities due to the work that you had done on the submarine. You can claim up to $2,000 a month. It depends.
This is all live bull crap. Okay. You don't need to be in the military for 20 years to retire. You can leave the military after 4 years and get compensation and get money sent to you and get like, whatever it's called. I can't think of the word. I was thinking of it like when I was in the shower today, because I was listening to this and I was so mad. You get your, what is it called? Like, help me with the word. When you leave like the military, they give you money like afterwards. I can't think of the word that they get, like that I can use. Oh my gosh, my brain is going like it exit out on me. But basically, their pension, yes, benefits, yes. Thank you guys. Thank you. Benefits. Yeah, like you'll get benefits and pension and you'll get all that. As long as you're not discharged, like, in a bad way, you're fine. You're fine. You can leave the military after 4 years, 8 years, I'm not sure how long Katie and Chris were in the military. I believe they both were in the military. I don't know how long that they were, but they could very well have been in the military, 4 years, and you would still get paid after that. Vincent's father, he was military. He was only in for 4 years. And I believe he still, like when he passed away, like he was buried with military, like in the military, like cemetery, beautiful, beautiful ceremony that they had for him. Like they did the whole thing, and he was only in the military 4 years also. And she still, I believe, gets like pension for him. Like, cause she was married, they were married for so long, and now that he's passed, I think she still gets stuff. Yes, dishonorable discharge. Right, exactly, Aries. Yeah, that's what you don't want. That's what you don't want.
Okay. Depends on the disability. Yes, it is paid through the military, but as far as her retiring, that is not true.
Oh, and one more thing. With disability, I'm from Ohio, so this is what our disability is. But disability in Ohio, in order to gain disability in Ohio, you have to have a doctor sign a letter stating that you will be under doctor's care and you're unable to work for longer than a year. And then you'll get disability. But you have to have like a doctor's note stating that.
The submarine force here is well aware of Sebastian's disappearance. My granddaughter, that has been here for 8 years, knows of this case. My granddaughter is one step from being a chief, so I think she knows what she is talking about. So what did Katie get discharged. If she's receiving a stipend from the military, it's most likely for a disability. So I'm curious as to what purpose she has, why she's receiving this, and what type of disabilities did she claim to have from her time in the service, if that's the case, and if that's the way she collects her funds. It's pretty interesting. Disability in the military is totally
She's not
very
even
hard to get. Not I mean, people in the
none of this is true. Like she never filed for disability. We don't know any of this.
military, they have, I mean, it's well documented disabilities typically. Because they take care of all your medical. Their doctor sees.
Yeah, it's very well documented.
Understanding. I don't know. I've never, Donovan, I don't know, because I've never been in the military. I don't know what it is. My family retired from military or was honorably discharged. There was no disability benefits or any need to file for disability, so I would not know. But I thought that was very interesting, because you've got Katie allegedly threatening to unalive herself if they can't get Faith anymore, which is, again, crazy. She's not fighting this hard for her own son, but she sure is for Chris's daughter, right? Does anybody find that weird? I mean, just curious. What is your thoughts if this was true? I don't believe that Donna Fowler-Sneed. It sounds like she spoke to a few people. I don't believe her story. I think that this was a manufactured story, if you want my honest opinion.
I agree, Betty.
We know who ran with the story.
Now, I will agree with this. That lady that said that she saw Sebastian alive, we all know. We debunked that last night. That was bull crap. That lady has been on these Facebook groups since April, spitting out stuff, and she never once said Sebastian was alive and I saw him. And she's never called the police. Like, no, she's a freaking liar. JLR, I cannot believe you ran with that, because he knew about it, because she was posting and putting his name in her post. I know he knew about it.
Has anybody even heard this lady? I mean, it doesn't sound like, from everything I understand, she's cuckoo. So people can be upset with me about that or not. It doesn't matter. I think it was a manufactured story, and it came on a channel that is known for manufacturing stories. And of course, it comes from a Facebook post. So not really in it like that. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And she needs to produce some receipts. I don't believe it. I really don't. So sorry, not sorry, but you guys can believe whatever you guys want to believe, but that just does not bode. I don't believe this latest story from this lady. Like I said, there's a lot of trolls out there. The person that ran the story on his channel is one of the biggest ones on Facebook right now. He manufactures his own stories. He posts his own stuff. He gets people to go on there and post. It's you can't trust him. You can't trust him. And now that we know that he's working for the Proudfoots and working to help the Proudfoots and causing literally running interference in a case, a criminal investigation.
Okay. Betty, he's not working for the Proudfoots, because if he was working for the Proudfoots, he would be, doing Proudfoot things. Let's see here. Like he would be streaming Sebastian Rogers every single day, all the time, every minute of the day, right? So I'm gonna go over there, because he's been doing some things. He's even live with the same thing I am talking about. Okay. He talks about Micah Miller. Says Hindu mom vanished, horror story. I mean, he has all these different cases. Sarah Boone. This one, I don't even know. House explosion. Like, he doesn't just do Sebastian Rogers. Like, let me share this with you. Okay, this is his live tab. Like, he does a lot more cases. Do you know what I mean? I think Betty's just kind of being petty because she's mad. She can't do that. She can't juggle more than one case.
Believe what you want to believe, but I'm telling you, it's.
I saw that, yeah, with the same thing I think I was talking about earlier.
Distraction. It is distraction, in my opinion. It absolutely is a distraction.
It's basically just Seth keeps saying he's a suspect when no one's really called them suspects, but he just keeps saying it like he's cool or something. He wants to be one.
Every time we try to keep it focused on Sebastian, the Proudfoots and team do everything they can to distract everybody from Sebastian, even saying Sebastian's name, even looking at Sebastian's photo. You have never seen these people. They, like, even throughout all their interviews, they had to be forced to say the boy's name. Sebastian Rogers, the child that disappeared from their home. And we got a Yahoo named Nick Barris that's sitting there saying that the parents aren't suspects or persons of interest. Or no, excuse me, Chris and Katie. Basically implying Seth is. I think that is horrible reporting. Horrible. He doesn't know. I'm done. I'm done with Nick Barris. I had a lot of hope. I even gave him props, saying that he's basically the spokesperson, and I was relying on his. But now he's lost my faith in him because he's saying things that we know are absolutely categorically untrue. And it is literally frustrating to hear now a news reporter getting on the bandwagon with the BS. I'd like Nick to produce the receipts. Produce the receipts, Nick. Show me that they have been cleared. For the love of God, that's all we've been asking for months. And you want to come in there and say, oh, they're not the suspects. Well, who the F is? Right? This boy was sheltered. He disappeared from a locked home with only his mother, and there's no evidence of him walking out of the house. So, Nick Barris, I'm sorry. If you don't want to use common sense, I'm going to still make my audience use it. Did anyone find out if the sister works for the sheriff? Everybody keeps saying she does. But even if she doesn't, it doesn't matter because we know. Sorry, guys. I'm still under the weather. It doesn't matter because their family has different people.
She couldn't cut off her camera to be wiping her nose and stuff. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I have to come on like a second or two later because every time I go live, I'm like, I gotta blow my nose. So I won't even come on until like I blow my nose. But we got Betty eating, blowing her nose. Oh my Lord, have mercy. I'm a knoll girl. What's her shirt say? I'm a knoll? That says knoll or I don't know, hole. Help me out with the shirt here. What's her shirt say?
People in different organizations, law enforcement organizations,
no, they don't.
Security. I mean, there is something.
Get the hell out of here, Betty. Nobody has connections in all of these groups. What are you even talking about? What are you even talking about? There is absolutely zero, negative 1,000% that there's any proof that Katie or Chris know anybody in any sheriff's department, any TBI, any FBI, any Secret Service, the president, none of that. They're not. Who does she think these people are? I mean, are Chris and Katie's like celebrities? Do they have all these connections? Are they in the Illuminati too? Are they, Betty?
Seriously going on here. And I don't know what it is and why Eric Craddock is so scared of even. I mean, I have to think that the only reason why he cannot think about it, Moscow, Idaho, could no longer comment. Could no longer comment on the case with the Idaho 4 once they had they started zeroing in on the suspect. Remember, at this time nobody knew about it. They were giving us press conferences and press releases daily about the status.
Okay, what the hell does that mean? I'm a whole girl. Like what does that mean? I can't read the rest of it. It says like I was something. I mean, that's a weird shirt to have.
Of the case, basically they just gave us, updates like how many leads and stuff like that, just keeping everybody occupied. And I thought that was really a smart strategy. But Sumner County, they, the sheriff there, they basically don't give a crap about their citizens. They don't care to answer to their citizens because, again, Eric Craddock has nobody running against him. I guarantee if he had somebody running against him, his tune would be a lot different. But he's basically already won the sheriff's position, which is disgusting to me. How can Hendersonville and Sumner County allow this to happen? I don't know. I really don't. For nobody to have a backbone in the sheriff's department should show you everything right there that you need to know about that whole entire system, that just sheriff's office, when not one person will go against Eric Craddock. And the only reason why he was going against Sonny is because Sonny was retiring. So it sounds to me like they go ahead and pick their people behind the scenes and just put them in the office. It's kind of like what the Democrat Party just did with Kamala Harris. Not one sheriff in that whole county has a backbone. To go.
Listen to her putting in that Democratic, like the whole Democratic Party right now. What's she talk about? Come on, Betty. Don't be putting politics into this. Look, Sebastian Rogers, did Katie Proudfoot lose her shit? Like, what are we talking about, Betty?
Against the most powerful Eric Craddock? Not one person. Not one person in that sheriff's department believes in law and order. Not one person. That is just, it's horse manure. It really is. It's horse manure. If that was going on in my community, I'd be upset because every year we have somebody that goes against our sheriff. Our sheriff always wins. Rick Wells, he's a likable guy. He's got name recognition. We knew his dad ran the sheriff's office for, 20 years before he did. So it's like, we know who we're voting for. We know we keep voting the same stuff over and over again. I mean, that's our choice, but there's always somebody that runs against them. Here in Sumner County, you got no one. No one. Exactly, chaos. There's got to be somebody in that sheriff's office that's pompous enough that says, "Hey, I can run this organization better." Not one person. That's just sad. You guys got no choice in your law enforcement.
I like Eric Craddock.
What? Whatever.
I don't know if you were here last night for the live that we did over Sebastian, but we watched the press conference again, and Eric Craddock, in my opinion, is an excellent sheriff. He came out, he presented what they had. He answered the questions directly. You could hear him speaking. His microphone was up. You could hear the questions. Everything flowed well. I mean, he's given us what he can give, and you could tell, like, he wants to find Sebastian. You could see it in his face. He really wants to bring him home. Betty, on the other hand, is over here trying to get $10,000, and she already got some $150 or $200 snake boots, which I don't know why a subscriber would buy her $200 boots when she should be buying that herself. If people are giving her, if people are viewing her videos, she's able to buy her own shit.
People that allow this to go on and continue to vote this crap in office, they deserve what they get. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Don't sit there and complain whenever you hate what's going on in your community, but you fail to stand up or speak up or do anything about it. You just expect everybody else to do. Like, I'm from Florida fighting for the people in Sumner County, Tennessee, but they won't even stand up and fight for themselves. It's just, what do you do?
Do you guys remember when Betty went into that furniture store and she almost got that lady fired? Or she did, I think, get that lady fired.
I don't know. Remember, I got those 42 arrests. I have double-digit arrests. Don't believe that. I do. But 42, these people are idiots. They can't even, like, if you look at it, it's got tickets.
Okay, listen to this carefully, because she's saying, I wasn't arrested 40 sometimes, but she's going to say, some of those were tickets. Some of those were for my dog or something like that. So she's had 40 some encounters with the police. Double-digit arrest is what she's saying right here. I'm going to rewind it back a little bit. Listen carefully to what she's saying, because she's telling us a lot without trying to.
On that. Remember, I got those 42 arrests. I have double-digit arrests. Don't believe that. I do. But
double-digit arrest.
42. These people are idiots. They can't even, like, if you look at it, it's got tickets on there. It's got my dog. I think I got a ticket for a dog one time, my dog being loose or something like that. They counted all those as arrests for Bullhorn Betty, because these idiots that have no clue about the law, that try to tell you everything you need to know about the law as true, right? Nothing they've said so far has panned out for them, but yet you got.
I don't know if anyone even said arrest, but she's had 42 or 44, whatever she said, encounters with the police. She's only 44 years old, so that's one per year if you think about it. Dang.
Guys keep going back and listening to their nonsense. It's like the blind leading the blind again. I got no, whatever. People want to be ignorant, go be ignorant. You want to be told what to think, go be told what to think, okay? I got nothing for you. I really do. Don't. Hey, Mike, it's nice to see you, Big Mac Mike. Pebbles, it's nice to see you. So that's really, I don't really have a whole lot, but I just thought that was interesting. Why is Katie allowed to say she wants to unalive herself because she can't see Faith, and nobody bothers calling in help for her? What happens if tomorrow she decides to whack herself? Cluminati's at fault. I just want to put that out there. She knew about this and she failed to report it. She knew about it and she failed to report it. Ricky Dawn. Just say it.
She just doxed her for the 50th time. Betty, stop it. And did you know the doxing isn't against, like, it's not like against any law, like anything? It should be. It should be, but it's not. Now, I'm a public figure. I own a boutique. People probably know me. I don't care. But Betty, Cluminati doesn't even come in under her name. She comes under Cluminati first and foremost until you doxed her. She used to not even show her face. She didn't even show her face until, I think, Sebastian Rogers' case. I never really watched her a whole lot, but I know she covered Idaho 4, and every once in a while I'd pop in, and it was always like an overlay up. We never saw her. I never saw her anyway. So, Betty, why are you out here doxing people? I mean, like, seriously.
You should have reported it.
And Katie didn't call Cluminati.
Okay, let's. Isn't it funny that people literally wait 5 days to say one little liner and then they're out for 5 days? Like they think I'm delusional. Like you are the most delusional people I've ever heard of in my life. You guys have some emotional problems. This
Somebody waited her 5 days to become a subscriber just to say something, and I love that.
is when you see that go on,
Wish it
you know
was.
that the people that do
Wish I
that
knew what it
have
was.
mental health issues. I bet you, Cheryl, how many pills do you take daily?
Cheryl Boys, is that you? Where's Cheryl at right now? Dang it, where Cheryl's not in here. Where is Cheryl? Is she talking about our Cheryl? Because I could see Cheryl saying Cheryl would say some stuff. She would.
You won't be able to
Where's
respond to me blocked
Cheryl?
you because you can't control yourself. I would never watch anybody that I could not.
And welcome in, everybody. Just to let you know, we're just going over Betty's latest live. She's spiraling out of control. She's upset, with JLR still. So she's, throwing out the things that he was, spitting out last night, or I believe it was last night. Yeah, with the lady coming forward saying that she saw Sebastian alive, which I totally agree with Betty. That is a bunch of bull crap. But she's over here just talking about that. She's talking about Katie Proudfoot. She's talking about the sheriff's department being, imbeciles. She's talking about all the things but Sebastian.
Not stand. As a matter of fact, I don't watch anybody on YouTube.
Actually, we should listen to see how many times she says Sebastian's name.
To be honest with you, I'm too busy working. Here lately, I've been too busy nursing being sick. But can you imagine me literally frustrating my entire day to watch somebody I did? Like that is some mental health stuff. And the worst part about this mental health stuff is they don't realize how mentally unhealthy they are. I bet you Cheryl's not even getting sleep at night. So disgruntled.
I agree with you need time off on the computer a bit.
Angry. Do you beat your children?
Your Kiwi
Cheryl,
mate,
I'm just
she
asking
is.
for a few friends. Is that how you take your anger out?
I'd
like to know. Asking for a few friends. So disgruntled. Angry. Do you beat your children? Cheryl, I'm just asking for a few friends. Is that how you take your anger out?
What the hell is she talking about? I don't know exactly what this person said to her, right? But if they trolled her, just delete the comment, move on. Why would you go there, Betty? I think Betty might be hitting that age where she's like, shit, my biological clock's about done. If it's not already happening right now and we're watching it unfold, because there is something wrong with this woman. She keeps bringing up mothers and children. And I mean, that's what she goes to. That's what she's been going to recently is relationships and mothers. Like, if you think about it, I think she's mad. She thought maybe that she thought her and JLR was going to have a baby together. I don't know. Maybe she had her eggs in all in one basket. I don't know. But Betty,
I'd like to know because you got a lot of pent up.
Betty, do you take care of yourself? I'm asking for a friend.
Problems. So KP said that it is sick. This is what the email said. Let me go back to it. I'll read it to you. Where is it? Here it is. It says, apparently after you started talking about how dangerous their houses were because of the restraining order, and you hope that Nina used it to her benefit to stop Faith from going to the Proudfoots, Katie lost her mind and got hysterical. Called Clue, threatening to unalive herself if they lost Faith. Funny how we never had that emotional leaks after Sebastian evaporated.
This is all not true. That's all false. Clementati never talked to her. And Katie was falling apart in the first interview. I don't know what Betty is talking about. Betty needs to freaking open up her eyes. And go get yourself some real glasses, not the readers, and then maybe you can see what's going on in front of you.
So I don't know if it sounds like it became public. Like Clue must have bragged about it on her channel or tried to use it as a way to condemn me.
She said no, she didn't get a phone call.
But she failed to call for mental health evaluation of Katie Proudfoot. If Katie Proudfoot's threatening to unalive herself, somebody needs to be involved because she's got a missing son, and we believe she's involved. And the last thing I want is this lady not to be held accountable if the case starts taking a turn in that direction. This is a very serious and significant situation that must be addressed. So if you guys heard that on Clementati, send that to me so I can turn it over to law enforcement. because we need to have definitely a mental health evaluation or check on Katie if true, because we don't want her, unaliving herself before we get to the ending
Thank you,
of this
Wee.
case.
Welcome
You know what I'm
in.
saying? And that has been that's always my biggest concern. Well, my biggest concern is that they take somebody else out. They take somebody else out.
I gotta read Wee's comment because it's so true. The arms fell off her biological clock and the battery is corroded. Anger and consistent BS is bad for your health. Yes, you can see it in her face if you go through her pictures over the last couple of years. She doesn't look as good, Betty. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying she looks stressed. I'm not saying I'm just saying she looks stressed
on their way out.
And so, thank you, Wee.
I think it's a little,
I did a day live
that nobody called this in, but I can say, oh my gosh, these people are trying to make me freak out, and then I got the SWAT team at my house, right, from these same animals, but they can't do that to help one of their own. It seems a little sick in the head. These people have no shame. They're criminals. Every last one of them are criminals. Criminals helping criminals. So she was more concerned about not seeing Faith than finding her. Yes, Bonnie. Yes, that's what I'm hearing. This lady she spent more time. Not only that, but this other lady. Where is it? Let me find it. I saw it. Was it in my group? I don't know what group it was in. I think it might have been in my group. Yeah, here it is. People that went to the court hearing now have white trucks going by their house, driving by their house, coming to a complete stop in front of their house, stalking them. So after I went to court the other day, this truck came by my house. My spidey senses
hold on a second.
The roof so much.
Wait, where does she get that video of somebody near? Does she still have people watching the house? This was because she said this was in my group. Seriously, what are you doing, Betty? I hope the lawyer sees this.
Let me find it. I saw it. Was not in my group.
Was it Sonia?
I don't know what group it was in. I think it might have been in my group. Yeah, here it is. People that went to the court hearing now have white trucks going by their house, driving by their house, coming to a complete stop in front of their house, stalking them. So after I went to court the other day, this truck came by my house. My spidey senses went through the roof so much that I not only recorded it on my phone, but got my neighbor's Ring doorbell recordings to verify. It came nearly to a complete stop in front of my driveway until I came around the corner of the front porch and started recording. So the Proudfoots and their clan can stop people that are trying to find answers for this boy, including me, right? I'm getting close. I'm the one doing a lot of legwork here. I'm trying to produce some leads to turn over to law enforcement, which people have been sending them over, right? And every time we do anything, they have time to stalk and harass anybody and everybody coming to help. When they've asked over and over again, please keep his name out there. Please post flyers. Please do this. We got how many times? We got him saying that 15 times on record or more. And every time somebody does, they start harassing them and intimidating them. So they can harass and intimidate people, but they can't go find their son. And Nick Barris wants me to believe that they're not suspects in the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. Well, only an idiot thinks that. I'm not going to say much about Nick Barris, but only an idiot thinks that. Just an idiot. Just an idiot with no common sense. Just an idiot with no common sense. He doesn't want to lay blame, but he surely doesn't want to do investigative journalism either. He just wants to be the word salad man. More like the toss your salad man. Just saying. Just saying. You guys know, even when I try to give credit where credit's due in some of these cases where I have to deal with mainstream media, and I love mainstream media, the people that actually get out there and do their job well, right? That don't mind stepping on toes, that don't mind doing investigative reporting. That means investigate the investigators. But Nick Barris, he's too busy with his tail between his legs.
You don't investigate the investigators being a PR. What are you, Betty?
Too busy with his tail between his legs. And he could say I'm an armchair detective all day long. I can promise you I'm not. I've traveled all over this country. I'm not even going to sit here and go through my.
He says about armchair detectives, but he wasn't talking about you personally, Betty. I don't think he was talking about in general. Why are you taking this like it's personal, like someone's actually talking about you? You're not that special. You're not.
Credentialing when it comes to this. Never mind the legal aspect of it. The fact that I've ran investigations for law firms. We won't go through any of that.
No, you didn't. Stop saying that you were a paralegal. I've never seen proof of that. Maybe for a day. Maybe it was your mom or your sister. I don't think so.
Okay. And I just want to know what his expertise on criminal, criminal investigations are in Sumner County, or if he has any worldly experience, any other type of, idea of how good policing is done. Because
Yeah. Have you ever went out in front of a child's home and with your bullhorn and blew it and made crying baby sounds in front of a person's home? Have you ever planted evidence in a murder case, Gabby Petito? Have you ever wreaked havoc on the streets of Idaho, spitting on citizens of the Moscow community? Nick Bears, because if you guys haven't done those things, then you're not really an investigative journalist. And if you didn't print out your freaking press pass, like y'all know, I have mine printed out now. You're not an investigative journalist.
I've seen good policing and I've seen bad policing, and quite frankly, Eric Craddock in my book gets a D. I'm not giving him an F, but
We've never seen her ever. I've never heard her say there was a good person, a good sheriff. She's always goes to corruption. I've never heard her say that the investigators were doing a great job. Never heard her.
Gets a D. He gets a D.
If you have, let me know.
He basically told his whole community to go F off. Leave him alone. An elected official. Any elected official that treats the public like that doesn't deserve their job. I'm sorry, they just don't. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I just heard it through the grapevine. You should tell people about the little 3 dots at the top right of YouTube. You can like these lives. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. Mine's at the bottom. I'll watch you for a couple years now. Yes, BHB is definitely good at what she does. I back her 100%. Oh, thank you, Miss Tiffany. DNA. This case is shocking. It truly is. He even stated he would not let the public know if there was a break in the case. He's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Anybody that does that is working for his friends, okay? He has to know that Chris and Katie sing to high heaven. And I just want to know why he's allowing these horrible people to do these things. And he doesn't care about making it public. I mean, what is the whole purpose of the criminal justice system other than public condemnation for their actions? And he wants to sweep it under the rug. When is it, Eric? You know what?
No, there's probably journalists and people out there, sheriffs. Probably there's people out there that don't want to deal with certain parents whenever they're acting like fools and they're doing the mostest on the internet and they're not helping their child. They probably don't want to talk to them as much.
Could do. You could just say, there's nothing to look over here and just put it in the filing cabinet where you want to put it and let this boy's face just sully away. You could do that, Eric. Doesn't seem like you give a shit about this kid. Just saying. You could just do that, right? Take us all out of our misery. Just go ahead and throw it on into that filing cabinet where you want to throw it. Pat your boy Chris Proudfoot on his back and say, don't worry, we got you, pal. We got you, pal. Good morning. It's nice to see everybody. Oh, River's up in the house. It's nice to see you, love. It's nice to see you. Yeah, we're on
Look at that switch in attitude.
Because you know what? We're finding out that there are somebody from the Sumner County that's in it with the Proudfoots. And now that I know that, I don't know who it is, but we know we've already got wind of it. We need to find out who's in with the Proudfoots. Is it his family? And what are they telling him? Are they leaking confidential case information to them? And Bobby Simmons, who's he? Is he the one helping them? We've heard Bobby Simmons. We heard that he's a friend. We've heard Chris say that when Bobby Simmons started working with Seth again, he said he was going to shut that down. How does Chris Proudfoot have enough power to shut a detective down from communicating with a biological father? And we got him on record. Bobby, have you been communicating with Seth, or did Chris shut you up? Makes you wonder, are these really law enforcement officers? Or are they puppets?
What are you talking about, Betty?
I'm curious. Maybe Nick Barris, the investigative reporter, needs to be asking these questions, but I don't know if we're going to ever get that out of him. You know?
The real mystery is, right now, the real case is, where's Betty's bra? It disappeared. It's disappeared. We can't find it. It's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah, he's got his tail between his legs.
I will say that about her. Put a bra on, Betty. You're 44. You can't be doing that.
Just saying.
Just saying.
I am not.
Oh, and I am making a t-shirt that says on it, just saying, because that's what she says all the time. I say welcome all the time. And if anyone wants to make a shirt about me, I say welcome or welcome in. But yeah, I'm going to make a shirt that says that. Just saying.
One that's going to be shutting up about this case. we have a lot of cases that we're covering. This one's taking the cake right now. We need to, what I would like to do though, is I would like to bring another case back to light, in part because
okay, let me stop here really quick. This is a creator's way, and I'm being truthful with you guys. And this is Betty's way. I don't know exactly what she's going to say, so it couldn't be a creator's way, but it's Betty's way. I think I know where she's going with this. She's going to try to say, there's nothing left in the Sebastian Rogers case. There's no more updates as of right now, because she wants to keep all those people that she's getting in her chat for the Sebastian case. She's going to say, I'm working on a new case, or I'm going back to a case, and I want you guys, I want you guys to be there for the case, or blah, blah, blah. That's what she's going to say, because she wants to try to get those viewers to go to her newer case, because she knows if she does another case, her viewership is going to be cut to like a quarter of what she gets when she covers Sebastian. So that's what you're going to see here. I have a feeling.
It also is back to light now. We need to, what I would like to do though, is I would like to bring another case back to light, in part because it also is in Tennessee. It's another case that we have dived deeply in, and it's a case that we have not received any results. There's also the Summer Wells case, which, she
didn't even mention the case.
Dealing with the same type of policing in the Summer Wells case as we're dealing with in the Sebastian Rogers case. Why is it all these children's cases, when it comes to
she got the father of a missing child, Summer Wells, has died. She got the father fired from his job. Betty did. She went out there and she made a scene. I mean, a big scene.
Parents keep getting unsolved. Why is which one was it? The one in Gallatin, the boy in Gallatin. He doesn't even have skid marks on him. His father's at the top of the mountain while they got 3 good Samaritans trying to push a truck off of him, and his dad's up there. Oh yeah, my son just got ran over by his own truck. Yeah, there's some people down there helping him, but we need law enforcement to come out here. No charges for that man, and his whole family says that they believe he killed his son. He killed his son. And they have kept it as an accident, hit, or what, I don't even know what they're charged with, or what the findings are, but it doesn't make sense. And I'm so sick of these things not making sense. And you know what I'm more sick of is law enforcement not stopping and saying, wait, this doesn't make sense. Like you need an act of Congress to get these people to actually make it make sense. I just want Nick Barris to actually do some investigative journalism. That's what I'd like to do. Instead of him taking everybody's, the police statements for it, why don't you do some fact finding? He's doing absolutely no fact finding whatsoever. Heard Bobby and Danny are school buddies, and also heard CP sister and stepsister also work there. Not sure if it's true, but I don't care. Then we need to start asking. We need to start requesting for an internal affairs investigation.
Oh, Betty, what are you doing? And okay. There is no evidence that a crime has been committed in Sebastian's case. Betty, she's already deemed this kid as dead, and Katie did something. And Chris probably had something to do with it too. Now, I don't know how a father can be and be cool with this and be a mod in this chat. It's disgusting to me. It's gross. I mean, I don't care. It's gross. Modding in these chats, the chats that he mods in, all they do is bash Katie and Chris all day, every day, 24/7. And when they're on it. But as soon as you say something about Seth, all the hell breaks loose.
Just you know what? This is a worldwide case that deserves. We deserve to know that at least things are running the way they're supposed to be ran. If they're not going to give us information, then fine. Then maybe we need to start making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because it sounds to me like they did not follow the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the directives from them. And I've asked Nick Barris several times about it, and he didn't want to answer, right? But all of a sudden, somebody can say, oh, is there forensics done? And after me asking him for months and him not responding to me, he can say, the house? ? Yes. You're like, I can't with Nick anymore. I can't. So since this armchair detective has to do his job too, then let me start working on it. But over and above that, we do need to really consider what Katie said. I want, if that was reported on Clue's channel, I want you guys to clip that where she said Katie lost her stuff and was going to unalive herself.
She never said
she
that.
Lost faith. It sounds like that was leaked somewhere. I'd like to see to have some of that.
It was leaked in your dreams last night, Betty.
Hello, my friend in the bushes. Oh, Pete, it's nice to see you. Morning, a little bit late. I'll rewatch. Yeah, you should. It's pretty saucy. I truly believe everything is being handled higher up federally, Washington. I don't know. I really don't. Thank you, River. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Leilani Simon is in jail waiting to go to trial. Some remains of her son, Quentin, were found in the landfill. Yeah. I keep wondering where this boy is, but I don't think.
That's all she had to say about Simon Quentin? Yeah. Do you see the way she said that? Like, yeah. Like, yeah, she's well aware. Like, you should have said, yeah, I'm covering that story. But guess what? She's not covering it anymore because the drama's not there to cover it. This is what she did. I mean, she went there for 30 days and the cops were called over 30 times in 30 days.
I think he was in the landfill because
somebody couldn't die in their own home. They were in hospice. That means you're going, you're bye. You know, seriously, guys, that means you're dying. And they couldn't stay in their own home because of the screaming and the bullhorn. They wanted to die in their home.
Chris disappeared for 17 hours.
It's so sick.
I'm sorry. That 17 hours bothers me. It's going to continue to bother me because I feel like Sebastian was removed from that house the night that we saw the lights going to the car. And I believe he was stashed somewhere. And when Chris had an opportunity, he had 17 hours. Oh, that's another thing I heard. Yes, I heard this morning that Chris is
yes, they
is
did.
no longer at that mobile home. But they think we're stalking him, okay? Like I just found this out through email, you know, and then somebody commenting on my channel. Still never asked my audience to go stalk them. I'm almost tempted to.
Yeah, she kind of did. Someone said, I can take pictures for you. And she's like, yeah, do that. Go take videos and pictures for me.
You should stop.
You should stop.
Satire.
It's not satire.
Thank y'all thank you. Who's that from? Darren, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you all. I've been working so much since then. I haven't been able to follow anything and wondering whatever happened to that girl. If you're talking about Harmony Montgomery, she was found deceased and her father's been convicted of her murder. Lots of children unalived by their parents. And the risk goes up when the child's autistic. I can only pray and hope Sebastian is alive and hidden. But I know in reality that may not be the case. Yeah, statistics are not saying that be the case at all, quite frankly. So, anyways, guys, that's it. I know I usually go for about an hour.
I said that too.
With you, I'm still.
Yeah, she got someone fired from their job or something. I mean, I saw the video. It was insane.
Kind of fighting under the weather. I've got a few court hearings this week. And
I mean, she spit at somebody in Idaho. She's done all the things. She's planted evidence about Gabby Petito's case. She got Dawn fired in the Summer Wells case. She's not a victim advocate is not she, you know, it's not Betty. She's the furthest from a victim's advocate. In my opinion, she is doing way more harm to these children than good. And that's why I'm highlighting her.
And I need to get cracking because I'm already under the weather. So I'm not going to be firing on all cylinders on the 16th. So I need to overstudy and hopefully overperform. I don't know, you know. So what do you think about the silver guy? I don't want to say anything negative. I mean, I think he's a nice guy. I think he's doing his best, but I think he's a little extra at times. Personally, I don't know him. I'm sure he's a great guy. But I really don't. I think he's looking in all the wrong places personally, you know, and you got to let them learn, you know, do their own thing and stuff like that. But I'm glad he's out there looking. I'm glad you never know, you know, I could be wrong as hell. You know, he's doing his part. So you can never knock anybody on there. It's just like, but the reason why I say he's extra, because he's like,
he's across the street. He's across the street looking for Sebastian. He's across from the campground. Like he's going in the most random. I mean, like it's not, I mean, he's literally just going across the street from the campground. He's not going anywhere else. Like it's weird. And now he's digging holes. Like, where is he getting the info to go to these certain places to dig these holes? I haven't watched him because I don't want to. Maybe we will on my second channel because that's where most of this stuff will be, commentary stuff. But why is he digging holes? And could you imagine being the mother or the father or the stepfather of a missing child, and you know this guy's out there digging holes looking for your kid?
Seed, you know? And I'm like, oh, good gracious. No offense. But I guess we all have our things, right? So, but it's just, it's just that's it. But he seems really nice. I mean, he's out there working, he's out there trying, he's out there putting forth more effort than Chris and Katie. I mean, God bless him for that.
How does she know what Chris and Katie are doing? She has no freaking clue. She has no idea what they're doing because she can't be around them.
So, and he's willing to get out there and dig. I mean, come on, he's my kind of guy, right? I love anybody that's willing to do what it takes. And so he absolutely has earned my respect. It's just, I believe, I believe he might be just, in all the wrong spots, but you never know unless you look, right? So just because I think it's all the wrong spots doesn't mean that he's not going to find something. And I'd be completely, totally wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff is assumptions based on information that I have and gut instinct, my gut instinct's different than his. So, I could be wrong. He could be wrong. We all could be wrong. I mean, it's just one of those things. But all we all can agree on at this moment is that this child didn't just evaporate in his bed, and inside his home. And that's what is everybody's wanting us to believe happened. Except Chris and Katie, they want us to believe he ran away from home without any shoes, without any trinkets, without any switch, phone, nothing to play with. Autistic boy, I can't imagine him running away without having a switch in his hand. And I think anybody that has an autistic child can't believe this story because they know how autism is. It's easier to try to play this on somebody that has no experience in autism. And I didn't, they could play me for a fool at first too, until I started learning. And that's when I realized, wait a minute, this kid ain't leaving without his shoes. This kid ain't leaving without this, right? That's when we started learning about this stuff. And we had hundreds and hundreds of parents writing us, hundreds of parents from all over the country. So it's like, I have 100% respect for all out searching for the missing. Exactly. 100%. In my opinion, he didn't leave on his own. I have an autistic son. He's 15 and he would not walk outside without his shoes. They are all about routine and habit. Exactly, Bonnie. And that is the one thing that's been drilled into my head since the beginning of this case, because again, I was ignorant and I was not lying to my audience. I came here and said, look, I'm ignorant when it comes to ADHD, the spectrum, all this stuff. And people took their time to explain.
Don't talk about it then, okay? Because I have both. And it's severe. Please don't talk about it.
Their personal stories with me.
People share their no, they didn't.
Through their personal stories and everybody's personal stories, although they were different. Ticks are different from one person to another. What sets one person off is different than what sets another person off. I'm learning all this stuff, but if it wasn't for the overwhelming response I got from parents and educators and stuff like that, explaining this stuff to me, I would be further ignorant. I would still be in the, not really thinking anything other than this boy walked out of the house. But once you learn about this illness or this disability, you learn that they get into a habit and it's hard to break that habit. So if they're accustomed to putting their shoes on each and every time, they're going to sit down. It's like you breathing. So everybody's like, well, what if he was, coaxed out of the house? You're right. What if he would have sat down and put his shoes on and walked out the house? Nothing indicates.
Hey, Cheryl, were you over in Betty's stream? Were you in this stream? You never watch anybody else you say, but I didn't know if you happened to go over here because she was yelling about a Cheryl earlier and we were cracking up and I was hoping it was you giving her crap because somebody was giving her crap and she was like, F you, Cheryl, or something. I was like, I wonder if that's our Cheryl. And if some of your comments aren't coming through, it's not because it's because I can't show. I'm trying to show them all. There we go. And yeah, I need to get some mods for during the day, I think, for my day lives. So they can help me push the comments through.
Or leads anybody to believe that this child walked out of the house other than Katie and Chris pushing the fact that he walked out of the house. Yet when you pressure them,
oh dang, Cheryl,
they never saw him walk out of the house. Hell, Chris even expresses that he wasn't even in the home. So who watched this boy walk out of the house and why do they feel that way? And the only reason why they feel that way, according to Chris, is because that's the only door he would have gone out of that he could have locked himself because the whole entire house was locked the next morning. The problem is, according to Chris, is out that front door, the neighbor's camera would have picked up a hazy image of somebody leaving, and they did not. So according to Chris, if somebody walked in or out of the house, the neighbor would have picked it up. Well, guess what? The neighbor didn't pick it up. So what does that imply?
So what is she saying? Okay. So that the surveillance didn't capture Sebastian, so he never left the home, right? So she's saying that Katie put him in a car because he would have had to have been taken from one spot to another, right? So why isn't her car on a freaking Ring camera? It's a big vehicle that has lights on it. It would surely be seen on a Ring camera leaving the home with a, you know what I mean? So we would know if she left the home. Come on now, Betty. Just think a little bit. Have a little common sense. It's fine. Think about
This is
stuff before
all
you
from
speak.
Chris and Katie's own mouths and own statements. I'm
No,
not
it's
making
not.
this stuff up. This is what we heard them say to us.
Everything she said today, she said she had a source and she wasn't sure if it was true.
So, anyways, guys, thanks for coming around. I'm Bullhorn Betty. Don't forget to sub.
Okay, I don't want to do that to you guys. She might laugh again. She might laugh again, so we don't want to do that. Okay, well, that was Bullhorn Betty in all of her glory. So what I'm going to do, because I need to go to the grocery store, Vinny Politan's doing a live, and he's going to talk about the whole Seth being a suspect. And I guess, you know, I mean, their interview that they had that was really entertaining to me because Vinny cut that interview extremely short. He was like, "Oh, got to go by." As soon as they mentioned Seth being a suspect in they wanted Court TV's help to clear him. Like Court TV could go do that. Like, come on. Why didn't you ask Nancy Grace? That was my question. Too scared? Too scared to ask Nancy to help you? Think so. I think so. Think so there. Oh, okay, Nashville native. I can't keep up with her. Yeah, no, she wants sub. Yeah, make your mind up. Darlene, you're right. She's like, "I don't want you." And then she's like, "Oh, but I do." I mean, I don't think those vehicle lights, I think that was a trash truck, in my opinion. I believe the officers when they say that that was a trash truck. I don't see them keeping, like, I mean, if it was something else, if it was 2 flashlights, I'm pretty sure they would say, "It was 2 flashlights, and we're looking for this other person." Do you get what I'm saying? If investigators saw that, and it was already out to the public, they're not gonna come out and lie to us and say it was a trash truck. They're just not. They would come out and they would say, "Okay, this video's out. We believe this could be Sebastian because he had a flashlight when he left, and we believe this could be somebody else with him. We are looking for this second subject. This is our suspect as of right now." That's what they would say, and we're going into a criminal investigation. They would move it into a criminal investigation probably at that point. Do you get what I'm saying here? Like, so cops don't just come out. I mean, they're not going to just come out and lie to us like that. Like when something's already been out, they're going to say, "Okay, it's out. This is the reason why." You know, this is what it is. Yeah, he's live right now. I just don't want to live stream when he's live streaming. If it was Court TV, I would do it, but since it's like his own personal channel, I'll wait till he's done. Plus, I need to go to the grocery store. I always thought about doing like a members live when I go grocery shopping, just so I have someone to talk to. Maybe I will, but I don't know because it might be a little too loud in there. But I'm going to go to Kroger's because it's a grocery store, Betty. You can't buy shovels there. That's where she wants to go check to see if there were shovels purchased. Thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, hey, Nene. Thank you for hitting the like. I appreciate it. If you guys don't mind taking a second to hit the like button, it really does help me out. If you don't like Betty, hit the like button. How about that? And then if you don't hit the like button, Betty's going to come to your house tonight and scare you. Like those things are like those little things like, if you don't hit the like button in 5 seconds, this bug will come after you. Just think of that. Really, National Native? Maybe you do. Because I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know. But I heard the flashlight that he had in his hand or the one that he took with him was like a keychain flashlight. And if it's a keychain flashlight, I need to find the interview where they said that. Because if it's a keychain flashlight, it's not going to produce a light that bright. Do you know what I wouldn't think it would if it's like one of those ones that you press, like old school ones. But I don't know. Wish I knew what it looked like. I don't need her near me in Florida right now. Candy wrapper. That's what I thought, killing time, but, I guess it's, like, something with, like, the Florida University, like, their Seminoles, Florida University Seminoles or something. That's what I thought it was saying too at first. I was like, "What is she trying to say on that shirt?" And I think I thought of that too because she's, Republican Trump person, and, I'm not saying anything bad about that, but, they are kind of on that side of things, so Seth said that flashlight did not work that Sebastian had. Oh, well, there we go, Juno. Didn't even work. I I know that there's certain things that, you have when you're autistic or you have ADHD even maybe, that you they're yours, those are your things. Like, I understand that completely. But it's so weird that he wouldn't pick his phone up on the on the counter, but maybe he didn't know where it was. Maybe his mom took it at the end of the night, and, like, before he went to bed, and she took it and she put it there. But, thank you guys for being here today. Don't forget, don't watch those channels that are spitting out this bull crap. I mean, really, don't give them the views. That's why they keep spitting out the bull crap. They're going to continue to start stuff and continue to spread misinformation as long as we give them, views and likes and all of the things. That's just, how it goes. But before I end the live, I thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys don't mind, please consider becoming a member of the channel. It really helps the channel grow. And the more members that we get, the more emojis we get, which is fun and exciting. Also, we will be doing members only live chats where I will have a video playing and you guys can come in and chat with each other in the morning/afternoon for like an hour or two. And you guys can just have the whole chat just, for yourself. And you guys can just come in, hang out, chit chat. So we'll be doing that soon. But I don't have a time set up, but I'll be putting that on the community tab. So this will be offered to members that are on tier 1 or higher. So Titan emoji won't receive this perk, but Titan tier 1 and Titan tier 2 will. So thank you guys all for being here. I do appreciate it. I will see you guys all this evening, 9:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you so much again for joining me for today's live. Bye, guys.